Alright, so this is a question that I feel like needs to be asked. Why the character Titania, however you want to pronounce it, why is she one of the most hated Solarballs characters in the catalog, like, ever? Well, this is a video explaining everything about Titania. God, I don't want to do this. So I guess Titania's first appearance was, like, in the Why Does Saturn Have Rings episode, technically. Then it explains a bit, like literally, you know the ending scene.
I have about 27 moons. I could try to force them to crash into me.
And then they're blown off the face of the Earth. We don't really see them for a bit, and I feel like it was just a bit of a carry-on one-liner joke until the Moon Escapes episode came out, which would truly show what would happen to the Uranian moons.
Anyways, do any of you know anything about the ice giants?
Well, rumor says Uranus scared all his moons away and that they're hiding in the Kuiper Belt.
So that's physical proof that where the Uranian moons are, and we get more proof about who's coming with them.
Titan and the two asteroid thingies, you go for Uranus's moons.
So that was all the videos I could find that led us to the moons of Uranus, potentially the most neglected moons of them all. Do we need them? No. But because they were just here to just, like, get more moons in, because if we didn't have them, everyone would riot. Titania is the 8th biggest moon in our solar system, and had a lot of potential. Like, the bigger moons have a lot of potential. Like, Ganymede's really insecure and wants to be a leader. Titan, he's kind of the main character in the Moon Revolution, and while he has just disappeared for the rest of the episodes, we've been just seeing planet shenanigans instead of Titan and the moons, where he still is very important to the story of the Moon Revolution. We have Callisto and Io, which, while that does get shut down at the end of the Moon Revolution, it does bounce back up later during the Planet X arc, so, yeah. We have, Luna, which he has an arc about being, he kind of helps with Earth's arc, so, and him and Earth have a really good relationship, so, can't deny, oh. We've been seeing Europa some development. Like, she's really sad about what Jupiter did. And then we have Triton, who, he has a little bit of a 3 episodes currently, but eventually going to be a 4th episode arc where we get the finale of the Triton arc, when we figured out how Triton destroyed the 2 moons that form the rest of the 13 other Neptunian moons. Anyways, so Titan, Phobos, and Deimos go out to find the Uranian moons. Meanwhile, Uranus and Neptune go out to find them as well, so it's kind of like a race. Ariel is spying on them and decides to report back to the others without them knowing Ariel was gone. So basically all the other Uranian moons are worried, and this is where we meet them. So we have Titania, the leader of the Uranian moons, and the main character of the Uranian moons. Then we have Oberon, who is kind of a worrywart in a bit. Like, Oberon is really he's just like Tethys, but I feel like Tethys, he's like, they're both the same character. Then we have Miranda, who's kind of Miranda's a bit more sassy. And for some reason, Miranda's not spherical in Solarballs. I don't know why. Apparently, Miranda's not spherical. Well, whatever. Then we have Umbriel, who doesn't talk, except in that one scene in the Solar System Trials Part 2. And then we have Ariel, who's kind of like whose character had potential. One of the people commented about on my Ariel video. Her character had potential, but just, Ariel's been kind of forgotten about. And the main thing about Ariel is that, like, she just simps Phobos and Deimos. Yeah, that's basically all you need to know. So Umbriel goes out to look for Ariel, and this is where we don't really see Titania that much, but Titan basically asks Ariel and Umbriel to go see Titania. So they agree, and yay. Meanwhile, Uranus and Neptune also are still searching for the moons, and Uranus is preparing his apology letter. And then we get the scene that everyone dislikes. This scene.
Hi.
State your name, stranger.
I'm Titan. And you?
Titania.
I already shipped them! Shut up, Damo!
So yeah, Titania, you get it. You get the joke. A lot of people don't like this ship because does it have anything to do with the plot? No, it doesn't. I mean, sure, we've never had a just canon. This is like the first, like, no one liked Ganymede and Europa. They didn't have their redemption arc yet, so they didn't have their chance to. They didn't have their banishment by the sun that made everyone like, no. But, so everyone's hating that ship, and this ship was just starting, so yeah. But, this was not a good ship, and I thought this would be a one-off joke and not really carried on anywhere, because the names, Titan, Titania, and I thought the moons of Uranus had really, or I thought the shoehorning, or like the shipping, could actually be really plot relevant. It wasn't. I believe Uranus's moons are the most neglected moons in the entire Solarballs canon. I'm surprised. They only show 5 of them. Like, come on. There is a literal moon of Uranus called Puck. And that would be so funny. How do you not show Puck? They only show 5 of them. And compared to all 14 of Neptune's moons, they actually show 10 of Jupiter's moons and 9 of Saturn's moons, and only 5 of the Uranian moons? Really? Really? Anyways, then we move on to the moon revolution, where everything happens and we start seeing more drama. So, yeah, these little beans, they're starting to think that Titan and Titania are going to be dating. And really, why do we need this scene? Why, in the finale of the Moon Revolution, couldn't we see more of Earth? Like that would be a cool arc. I mean, like, what about more of Ganymede and Europa? Yeah, like the antagonists of this tale, of this 3-hour tale. What if we could see, like, the aftermath of the dwarf planets learning about the information of the moon revolution? Like, why do we have to have this Titan x Titania shtick? So basically, Titania is proud by the warmth of the sun, which isn't Titan's doing, so you shouldn't be proud of Titan. I am a movie critic in some ways. And I go on to the full I'm not a movie critic, but I go to the full extent on the romance movies because in November starting, and that means Hallmark Channel is going burr. So I don't have time. So I am going to go crazy over this romance between Titan x Titania, and yeah. So Titania doesn't want Titan to throw asteroids at the Earth, and Titan actually, in a bit of a heartfelt scene, says, "Trust me, if I could do something like talking, if I could talk, I would." And so, yep. And then we don't see Titania anymore. Yeah, she has 0 lines when all the moons meet up in the end of the Moon Revolution Part 1, and we only see Umbriel. Only Umbriel. That actually, hold on, let me pull it. Alright, so this is all the screen time that the moons of Uranus get in the Moon Revolution Part 2.
They always felt comfortable acting that way because we could never do anything about it.
And that's it. It was only 8 seconds. Meanwhile, Yeah, I really don't like these moons. Hey, maybe, Titania could, I don't know, maybe talk Titan out of this, or maybe, we could have Earth. That would be, like, this, okay, let's just move on to part 3. I frankly don't want to talk about part 3, because this proves that Titania should not be here, because instead of Titania and that little conversation they had in part 1 of the Moon Revolution, Earth just straight up apologizes in this episode, which was deserved, yes, and we've been waiting for that for the entire time. Why at Titania? Why? For romance! Can't we just have Trillisto? And I can actually do a parabola ship name for that. And I don't even, so I'm just gonna go through very quickly about what happens next. So yeah, this is actually the only part I liked about the Titania x Titania ship. God damn it. Titania calling Mr. Moon Revolution was kind of funny, and I thought they were dating, and even Solarballs thought they were dating, which, holy shit, no. They come back and the Saturn gets his moons back episode, and I have no idea. What are we even doing here at this point? Like, I like that it cuts back to where they left off, like they're all getting closer, but this is the most infuriating part. So the moons of Uranus and the moons of Saturn separate. Do we get an explanation of what happens after the Moon Revolution to the Uranian moons? Yes, but we don't see it. We see everyone else's POVs. Hell, Triton and the Neptunian moons had a 4-3, but it's going to get a 4th-parter. So technically a 4-part arc explaining what happened to them after the aftermath of the Moon Revolution. And nothing to the moons. Like, this kind of was like a starter to the Moon Club and everything, and Jupiter is Missing led to Planet X arc. Sorta. But this why Triton? Like, if fans like Triton, I'm sure he's a sexy dilf, but still! Let's just move on. And now we have potentially one of the not best arcs. Not the worst, believe me. I plan on doing a video on the moon is heading to the Earth arc, but this one was just not good, mainly because of Titania and how they were portraying Titan as a bad guy. Titania, Liz, look at this. Like, Titania is saying everything that remotely goes against their relationship and makes it a not cool relationship is not good for that they keep on doing it. I'm wanting some moon screen time, and whenever I get it, it's just Titan x Titania shipping. So I'm just gonna go, I'm not even gonna go to the different episodes. I'm just gonna briefly state them. Here we go. Okay, so Moon Club, we have Titania blushing really, really weirdly. Then we have, in Moon Club Part 2, they play a game of hide and seek and want Ganymede and Europa to return. In Part 3, Titan has a fight with Ganymede and Europa, and Titania gets mad at them for the fight, and we actually get a brief explanation of what happened with the Uranian moons after the Moon Revolution. Then we have Solar System Trials Part 2, which Titania talked to Titan about Ganymede and Europa being representatives, and then wanted them to be representatives, which, screw old Titan, because screw old Titan, boy. We need to kick Titan's ass today. Titan is getting whooped. He's getting whooped with his friends. Does he even... I wouldn't call these guys friends. It's time to pack up and talk to Iapetus today. Dun, dun, dun. If you're having Titania, the most useless character ever, to the point where, even Luna is backtracking you and getting mad at you for disliking Ganymede and Europa. he used a comfortable word, and whenever someone uses the word comfortable, I like, okay, we should probably stop. Like, if like, I think he said in the moon, I'm not comfortable with Ganymede and Europa joining. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, they started a whole war. And while I shouldn't be banished for it, I don't think they should, like, them getting not invited to this moon club is not the worst decision ever. Like, banishment, yeah, that's a pretty bad decision. But this is not as bad. I'd be down for this. In fact, a lot of people, this is the reason why the Moon Club was not well appreciated. Them getting not invited. Like, But anyways, moving on. In fact, Luna was even happy with this earlier. And same thing with Callisto and Io. Titania was the only one that held a bit of a grudge against this. But it's not like Titan did something bad and then they're all hating on him. Nuh-uh. During the hide-and-seek game, they were already mad at him for the speech he gave at the end of the part 1. They were still mad at him. Literally. After he talked to Alara and said, we'll discuss this later, they're now on angry mode. Like, they all got offended when Titan asked Narita or Narita to stop counting. Like, they're all offended. Like, Titania even got Oberon and Miranda with her. Like, that's some top gear. Like, if you're bringing Oberon and Miranda with you, oh, this must be like a Jupiter situation. Dun dun dun. Anyways, Solar System Trials Part 2 is only when anyways, moving on. She doesn't have any screen time except for this common error that happens to her, like one of those creepy 2 eyes. Oh god damn it. But anyways, we have to nothing happens Solar System Trials, so she doesn't come back to search for planets part 2. She leads the gang to the sun to get Ganymede and Europa back, and while this is a good plan, okay, Titania was not that bad in the Search for Planet X arc. It's not that bad. Just made for So the reason I feel like everyone hates Titania is that she had a lot more potential with the whole as the leader as the leader, but she's just never related the plot, and she's just Titan's love interest. like I remember what. I just somehow, if you look at the updated Solarballs thumbnails, I don't know why Solarballs is updating the thumbnails. Titania, they spent their whole work on Titania because Titania actually looks really good in the thumbnails. Holy shit. Like in the updated thumbnails, they worked hard on constructing this Titania. But bruh, Titania is not a good character. Everyone hates her because the relationship with Titan. So I'm done talking about Titania for now. And this is what note I'm leaving you guys on. Titania is a...
Balance! I don't need balance, you silly moon!